Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Bladed Tech Show. This one's not an Oscar review, uh, but it is one of the first new releases I've done since, I don't know, Deadpool? Or, yeah, I think so. I haven't watched a movie in a while, a new movie in a while. So, that said, I mean, there are not really any good movies out, except for maybe Zootopia, Triple Nine, and Musketeer Foxtrot. Surprised I remember that all in one go. So it's just Blu-rays, Blu-rays, Blu-rays for me until Batman vs Superman comes out, or until something catches my attention. But something that did catch my attention, segue, is 10 Cloverfield Lane. I really liked the original Cloverfield. The found footage nature of it. I mean, I loved this film. I haven't had the opportunity to watch it. In fact, let me see what it goes for on Amazon right now. Just as a measure of how many people like it, because it's this kind of thing is like demand driven. That's how pricing works. Okay, so not DVD. I'd be guessing we'd look at Blu-ray. Movies and TV. Movies. Format. Let's see, Blu-ray. 1476. It's usually 1497. It's eligible for Prime. Oh, get this. Amazon doesn't even sell it anymore. It's fulfilled by somebody else. It's fulfilled by Amazon. Not sold by Amazon. It's sold by a fulfillment center. Interesting. But honestly, 10 Cloverfield Lane is kind of the Cloverfield movie you don't want, but that's the one you're gonna get. Because when I saw the 10 Cloverfield Lane trailer, I was like, okay, this is interesting. This is in a new direction. You're not just doing handycam in the middle of New York. You're in the middle of Louisiana, and you're just in a bunker. Which leads me to some of the facts of the film. The director is Dan Trachtenberg. Your leads are John Goodman, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, which, oh my god, she is so hot. At least to me. Maybe I think for redheads, because I am one. And John Gallagher Jr. So pretty high-profile actors. It was released this past Friday, March 11th, 2016, and the premise is, well, kind of what I said earlier. A woman discovers the truth about the outside world while living in an underground shelter with two men. Now, that was the premise provided to me by Fandango, but it seems kind of like weird to say it that way because, I mean, but I get why they use that synopsis. But the acting, Winstead and Goodman are the best crazy presence on that screen. Because Winstead, she's constantly terrified of what may happen to her, and Goodman's constantly angry. Has this rage brewing and brewing and brewing and brewing until sometimes he finally lets it out. And that work is some of his best, since I think Roseanne, I mean, that is best TV show with John Goodman to date, or best thing with John Goodman to date, except for this one. 10 Cloverfield Lane kind of beats it out. I honestly think if a movie comes out, doesn't come out that upsets this film in any way, I think John Goodman could be put up for Best Supporting Actor. And I say supporting because he's not the main character. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is. It's the person we first have a shot of. So that's our main character. The camera work is kind of shot like a horror movie, because it basically is. It's a psychological horror comedy like Room back there. But the problem or the thing I can't get out of my mind, because I associate this with Cloverfield so heavily, is the fact that I just want that first-person shaky cam view back, which is not something I would say that often. I just, I really miss it. I don't know why. It wouldn't work here at all, but that's asking for things the film isn't, and that's not what I'm doing here. The music is pretty much non-existent, or if it does, I don't notice it. You just get jukebox noises, jukebox music. So take that what you will. Script, it's honestly really solid, but I think you could cut a lot of it out. We don't need so much anger. We don't need so much, oh, here's what happens after everything happens. Here's what happens after the premise ends and the other story begins. Could have cut it. Could have cut probably a good 30 minutes of this movie. If I'm being just, at the minimum. I think you could probably cut 45 minutes and it'd still be fine. I think this movie could be an hour. Maybe even 45 minutes. Something like that. And I'm not very reductionist, but I'm like, there's a little too much here. A little too much. It deals in horror, conspiracy, isolation, entrapment, wonder, terror, and uncomfortableness. Because these things come together to create a generally thrilling film, which is odd to say of a thing where the main plot device is just like in one location. But it just creates a surreal experience that I haven't felt in a long time. Maybe because I don't watch horror movies in the theater that often, but creates this feeling of in the back of your mind that's like I'm uncomfortable. I don't know why I'm uncomfortable, but I'm constantly uncomfortable watching this movie. But I've never felt this way in a film. Even I've watched It Follows. Okay. That film didn't make me uncomfortable. I was just like, okay, I'm on the edge of my seat. It's fine, but I mean, it's just person walking. Just go somewhere. Doesn't make much sense. But this, as a Cloverfield fan, not exactly what I want. I would like to see some more world building about the aliens or something. I think you could even go balls to the wall if you wanted another Cloverfield movie. And you could even continue it from this movie, but that's enough about that. I recommend you go and see it. It's definitely worth the however much money. Let's see, how much was it here? $7. It was worth the $7. Or $4.99 or whatever. It's worth to you, or whatever your movie tickets are, because while that's $7 right now, it'll be $4.50 tomorrow at noon, and then it'll be $11 down at the Alamo here. Variable pricing. It's weird, especially in Missouri. But let me know what you thought in the review down in the comments below. Like and share with your friends. Also, take a minute to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.